Miami Heat defeat the Atlanta Hawks last night 117-109 with breakout games by both Jaime Jaquez Jr. and Bam Adebayo. The Miami Heat move up in the Eastern Conference rankings, and what do the next 5 games look like for the Miami Heat? All that and more with another episode of Miami Heat Talk. What's up, guys? Your boy Ernest here. Let's get ready to rock and roll on another Miami Heat Talk adventure. And damn, I'm feeling good. Because as I just said, the Heat beat the Atlanta Hawks last night. Now look, even though the Heat did win by 8 points, it was a bigger stretch throughout the whole game. The Heat had a real tight grasp on this game. We were usually leading by 15 to 20 points. You get big games from certain guys. But before I talk about these individuals, I got to give credit to the Miami Heat again. Got to give credit to Erik Spoelstra and the coaching staff. Last night, as you guys saw the video I posted yesterday, Jimmy Butler takes a game off. Caleb Martin doesn't play. Tyler Hero is out. You're going into this game against Atlanta not knowing what's going to happen. But it's just like we've said before. This team has depth. When someone is off, someone else will step up. And I've said this in the past. Jimmy Butler is not going to play a full 82. So I was really looking at Caleb Martin to take that reins. But last night, it was Jaime Jaquez. I got to give credit where credit is due. Now, look, obviously, you're going to give player of the game to Bam Adebayo. Bam gives you 26 points, 17 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Good Lord, Bam Adebayo is showing that he's just evolving, that he's just getting better. Shut me up. In the beginning of the season, I said if Bam can stay at his 20-point, 10-rebound mark, he's going to be fine. You saw Bam in the beginning of the season, but lately, especially when Tyler Hero got injured, Bam's been stepping up. Last game, he knocks down 30 points. Game before that, he gives you 22. Last night, he gives you 26. He's being consistent this season. He's showing that he is rightfully an all-star this year. And not only that, you guys, the way that Bam is playing defense, bro, come on. It's time to give Bam Adebayo his flowers. It is time to give Bam Adebayo the Defensive Player of the Year. Don't discredit him just because he plays for the Miami Heat, NBA. That's a load of crap. He's proven it. He's showing it, but not just on the defensive end, you guys, on the offensive end as well. Because he gives you 26 points, but it's so efficient numbers. 9 for 12 scoring. 8 for 8 from the free throw line. That jump shot is getting so much better. And if you look at Bam shooting this jump shot, you guys, he looks way more confident. Way more confident than he did last year in the playoffs. I ain't going to lie to you guys. During the playoffs, Bam would shoot these mid-ranges, and you're just not confident that they would go in. Excuse me. You're not confident they would go in. You'd be a little scared when he'd take these shots. This year, when Bam Adebayo takes a little step back and shoots a midi, that's going in. That's money. He's changed his game. And I got to give credit to Bam Adebayo because he's just evolving every season. And when guys like Jimmy Butler and Tyler Hero are not there, he steps up to the calling. That is why Bam Adebayo, ladies and gentlemen, Miami Heat fans, is the captain of this team. It went from Udonis Haslem. It didn't go to Jimmy Butler. It went to Bam Adebayo. Because of games like this, he's showing you that he truly is the Miami Heat culture. Mad credit to Bam Adebayo. But flowers to another guy that I just mentioned, Jaime Jaquez Jr., our rook. The 9th game of the season. He's just giving you the business. 20 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, 8 for 17 shooting, 2 for 7 behind the 3-point line. He gives you a big 3-point shot in the 4th quarter. He's just so confident playing. You even saw it in the game against Memphis. When the Heat were up by 2, he hits that 3-point shot to seal the deal at the end of the game. He's just so confident. And with Jimmy Butler and Caleb Martin gone, like I mentioned earlier, you guys, this dude is being called upon to step up. And I'm loving it. You're seeing the reason why Jaime Jaquez Jr. is getting more playing time than Nikola Jovic. Nikola Jovic was drafted as a project. It's like I mentioned a few weeks ago in the video that I posted, you guys, but I'll say it again. The reason why Nikola Jovic isn't playing is because he pissed off Kyle Lowry in one of the recent games because of his defensive effort. He just doesn't get it defensively. He needs more time to develop. Jaime Jaquez is ready. Now, it sucks because I would like to see Nico out there. Because how do you learn? A lot of times you learn by being thrown in the trenches. That's not happening with Nikola Jovic. That is something to monitor because you spent a first-round draft pick on this guy. And the Miami Heat develop players that are undrafted. So Nikola Jovic should be at least a quality role player by now. So this does suck. But let's not talk about the negative. Let's continue with the positive. Because it wasn't just Bam Adebayo and Triple J that were breaking out. You had other guys that were stepping up and giving you great effort. You got... I know I've talked smack about this guy so much, but I got to give him his flowers. Because the last 2 games, Kyle Lowry has been stepping up. You're seeing the reason why Kyle Lowry is having some of these bad games is because he's allowing other guys to step up. I'm thinking, where the hell is your shot? Where is it gone? I remember Tim Hardaway when he was losing his game towards 1999, 2000, 2001, he didn't have that same killer crossover speed. So he relied a lot more on his shot. He changed his game. That's where I'm thinking Kyle Lowry should be going. But in the beginning of this season, he couldn't score anything. I mean, the guy would look like he was intentionally missing shots. I know that's not the case, but my God, it was terrible. But last game against the Grizzlies, he gives you almost a triple-double. Last night, against the Hawks, he gives you 17 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds. Great quality numbers right there. Gives you a steal, 33 quality minutes, 4 for 8, 4 for 6 for the three-point line. He is just showing that he is a guy that when called upon, when needed, that championship pedigree will come out. Mad credits to Kyle Lowry. Mad credit to Josh Richardson as well, you guys. Josh Richardson, I was getting scared the beginning of the season. I mean, I know he had the foot injury, but he wasn't looking like himself. I figured that with Jay Rich coming back to the Heat, especially coming in a minimum contract, you want to have a great season so you can get paid this year. It wasn't looking like that. But he comes off the bench, gives you 23 quality minutes, 16 points, hits 3 3-point shots and a plus 15 average. Very quality, solid minutes from Josh Richardson. Games like this from Josh Richardson and Jaime Jaquez shows you exactly why I was saying in the beginning of this season, this team does have depth. Because when Jimmy Butler or Caleb Martin is out, you look for guys like this, Jaime Jaquez and Josh Richardson, to step the hell up. Great effort. Haywood Highsmith, 11 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. We know what Haywood Highsmith does, you guys. He's defense. He's defense and 3-point shooting. Last night, he goes 3 for 13, 0 for 5 from the 3-point land. If Haywood Highsmith hits 3 of those 3-pointers, this game becomes a blowout. Haywood Highsmith starting at the power forward may not be the best decision, but, well, actually, let me not say it may not be the best decision, because we've won 4 straight starting Haywood Highsmith at the starting power forward. So for anybody that's going to say that Haywood Highsmith is a bad option at the starting 4, the proof is in the numbers. And you can't say, oh, well, it's because you played these teams. Yeah, I get it. We played Memphis, but you played a quality Atlanta Hawks team last night without 3 of your go-to guys, and Haywood Highsmith is still there competing with the best. He's 6'5". He's an incredible defender. He has a great 3-point shot. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Having Haywood Highsmith at the starting 4 position is very similar to having PJ Tucker back in 2022. Was it the best option? Who can tell? The Heat were the first seed that year. So this is definitely something we're going to continue to monitor. But it's not like Haywood Highsmith is starting because of injury. Kevin Love was the starting 4 in the beginning of the season. He's gotten some DNPs lately because of Haywood Highsmith. He did play yesterday, but because Caleb Martin wasn't playing, but it was obvious that Spo was leaning more towards Highsmith rather than Love. Haywood Highsmith plays 34 minutes versus Kevin Love's 14. So that right there tells you where Spoelstra's leading, and I think it's the right decision. Haywood Highsmith on a lot of other teams won't be the player he is with this Heat team. It's just the way that we develop players, you guys. It's the culture. It's our system. You've seen it before. You're going to see it again. You've seen it from all these names that I've thrown out in the past. Gabe Vincent, Max Strus, Duncan Robinson, Caleb Martin, Keith Askins, Udonis Haslem, Vashawn Leonard, Isaac Austin. The list just goes on and on and on of what the Miami Heat does with players that are cast outs. They take them and they turn them into quality role players. You're seeing it again this season with Haywood Highsmith. Another guy I want to give credit to, Drew Smith, 28 minutes off the bench, 9 points, 2 assists, 3 steals. The dude is a pest defensively. I've said this before, you guys, and I will say it again. Drew Smith, to me, is Gabe Vincent 2.0. I'm loving what Drew Smith is doing this year. You continue to go with that guy as your backup point guard. Why the hell not with games like this? He gives you 4 for 8 from the field goal. I mean, he's just a solid backup point guard. If I tell you, hey, from your backup point guard, if you get 9 points, 3 steals, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, a 3-point shot, what would you say? You'd be happy with that. So Heat fans, be happy with Drew Smith. Love what you have. Now, with all this positivity and all this great love talk on the Miami Heat and putting them over and talking about how great they are, let's just bash someone really quick. Duncan Robinson. He does give you 11 points. He goes 5 for 15 from the field goal. He does get some great cuts, great drives, 1 for 10 for the 3-point line. They hold that there, bro. Like, my God. I get it. It was an off night. But nights like this, especially tonight against San Antonio, you need Duncan Robinson to have a bounce back game. Because I know Duncan Robinson's style. I know his mindset. Because if you listen to guys from podcasts in the past, guys like Andre Iguodala, guys like Udonis Haslem, other players that have played with the Heat alongside Duncan Robinson, even Kevin Love has said this in interviews as well. When Duncan goes cold like this, it gets in his head. And I don't want that from Duncan Robinson, because the last time something got in his head and he started playing bad in the 2022 season, lost his spot to Max Strus. Cole Swider, Duncan Robinson, is waiting in the wings. You need to look at Cole Swider as another Max Strus, and you need to say, there ain't no way I'm losing my spot to this dude. And Duncan Robinson will not, you guys, because, yeah, he goes 1 for 10 yesterday, but he doesn't finish with 3 points. That used to be Duncan Robinson in 2022. If you saw a 1 for 10 3-point game, he's going to have 3 points. That's all he did. He ended with 11 because of what he showed in the playoffs. The involvement in this game, the back cuts, the driving, the confidence. He showed it last night. So I'm proud of you, Duncan, but for good Lord's sake, make these shots. Kevin Love gives you 7 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists off the bench. That's what you're going to get from Kevin Love this year, you guys. Kevin Love is not a guy that I think can give you like 30 minutes. You saw some stretches in the playoffs where he was doing fine with that, but now it's time to go a little younger. Haywood Highsmith, Caleb Martin. These are the guys to look at. And I understand Heat fans, you're not going to be happy that Haywood Highsmith is the starting 4. You're going to think, oh, we need a bigger player, a taller player. And yeah, you're probably right. Because if we want to win a championship this year, you got to address the fact that you were bullied in the paint by Nikola Jokic. You have to admit it to yourself. If you want to win an NBA championship this season, you got to play differently. You have not upgraded your roster. You have not changed anything. Yeah, you got Jaime Jaquez. Yeah, you got Thomas Bryant, who didn't even play last night. Yeah, you got Josh Richardson. But is that enough to defeat the Denver Nuggets in the NBA Finals? Is that enough to beat the LA Lakers in the NBA Finals? Yeah, we beat them in 1 game, but you guys got to remember, it's a 7-game series. You got to beat a team 4 times to win. The LA Lakers, it's not that easy on them. Now, look, they're not doing great also. There's other teams. There's the Phoenix Suns. There's the Dallas Mavericks. There's a lot of other teams in the West that you need to look at. But this Miami Heat team currently construed, what they're betting on is Jimmy Butler going Hemi mode, Bam Adebayo's upgrade this season going full effect, and Tyler Hero just breaking out scoring. Now, I will say this. Yes, we had a problem in the paint against the Nuggets, but another thing that we were lacking in the NBA Finals against the Denver Nuggets was scoring. And that's because we didn't have Tyler Hero. So you give me a 7-game series against the Nuggets with Tyler Hero, let's see what happens. And that's what I think the Miami Heat are betting on this season. The run that they did last year without Tyler Hero, now you get that guy back, Hopefully he stays healthy. But then you bring in Jaime Jaquez, you bring in Josh Richardson, you bring in Thomas Bryant. It's a veteran-savvy team. It's a mentality there. This team can be the strongest going into the playoffs. It's just one thing that you need. One thing that has been hampering us since LeBron left us in 2014. You got to stay healthy. And I'm not going to sit here and say that Tyler Hero is injury prone. I'm not going to say that because these last 2 injuries were hustle plays. That's just shit luck. You can't put that on Tyler Hero. You can't say that he's injury prone. I will not say that. Dude tears his ankle on he sprains his ankle on a little floater. I said tear. I didn't want to scare anybody. He sprained an ankle, but on a floater, stepping on someone's foot. That's happened a lot. You know, that happens to players. When he breaks his finger in the playoffs against the Bucks, it's because he's diving for a loose ball. Give credit where credit is due. Now, like I mentioned earlier, the Heat are sitting with a 5-4 record. I'm extremely happy and proud of this team because about 2 weeks ago, we were 1-4 and everybody was joking at us. Everybody was throwing dirt on the grave. Everybody was saying, oh, the Heat, oh man, you guys suck because you didn't trade for Damian Lillard. And yeah, I will admit, just because we're 5-4 and we're tied for the 4th seed, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh man, you see guys, that's why we didn't trade for Damian Lillard. Hell nah. I still believe you should have traded for Damian Lillard. Maybe even with Damian Lillard on this team, we still would have been 5-4 because you're getting the chemistry ready. But I will say this, and I've said this before in the past. You didn't trade for Damian Lillard, but this team that we have, I'm good with. I know this team can win if you're just healthy enough. That is the most important thing. Health going forward. So before I close off the show, you guys, and I'm sure you can hear my kids in the background. They want to play with daddy. It's Sunday. But before we close off this show, you guys, let me go ahead and give you some games we got coming up. We got a game tonight against the San Antonio Spurs. It has been reported that Jimmy Butler and Caleb Martin can possibly play tonight's game. That's going to be huge. Get this dub. You get this dub, you go 6-4. Now I want to see what ESPN's got to say after this. I've heard ESPN just bash the Heat when they were 1-4. I'm dying to see what they'll say, especially if the Heat win tonight and go 5 straight. You got to beat the Spurs. And I know it's going to be tough because of that monster Victor Wembanyama. But we got Bam Adebayo. And let's not remember the last preseason game. Sure, Wemby beat the crap out of us, but we didn't have Bam Adebayo. Remember that. So this is going to be an exciting game, you guys, but it's not just tonight's game. We got a lot of winnable games coming up. You got a game against the Charlotte Hornets on the 14th. That's going to be on Tuesday. Now, look, you can say, oh, that's an easy dub for the Heat. We lost to the Hornets twice last year. It was that crap that I was talking about that we've been doing. We got the Nets on the 16th, and you got a back-to-back against Chicago on the 18th and 20th. I don't see why this Miami Heat team in these next 5 games can't go 4-1. That's what I'm predicting. I think that he can go 4-1, but if you're trying to be likely, if you're trying to be realistic, 3-2. You stay 3-2, you stay around a 7-5, 8-5, 7-5, 8-5 streak. You stay in, you hover around that area. Now people are calling you contenders. Now all that crap that people talked about has gone. So I'm excited, you guys. Tonight we got the Spurs. I'm predicting a Heat win, 108-97. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Also, let me know what you think about last night's game. How happy are you with the development of Jaime Jaquez? Do you think Bam Adebayo is going to get even better this season? And let me know what you guys think about Kyle Lowry. Are you proud of Lowry? Are you going to give him flowers like me? Or are you still on the, hey, these are just 2 games, show me more? Are you going to trade? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Please, guys, take a moment, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. Click that notification bell to get all my updates. I will definitely be delivering more videos now that I'm feeling better. Thank God. But I love you guys. Enjoy your Sunday. Have a beautiful, blessed day. And that's enough said. Let's go Heat.